What is that? They look like little pieces of
the
cheese.
statue. This car came from out of state. It blocks up that hole right there. Very important. If not, stuff goes in there. Drill a hole. Put that bit on there. Yeah. And the clutch is pretty toast. So we're going to do a new clutch. I'll show you what we're doing here in a minute. Let me get this one moved because we have 2 more cars coming in. See right behind us, there's one. You'll see the other one here in a second. Right there. So this is already modified. There's a trap car right there. I'll show you here in a second. It's got a craft for a supercharged run. We didn't do this kit. It was done out of state, but the clutch is toast. Morning.
Good morning.
There's George.
You brought more cars in for us to work on.
Yeah, see that. Del Sol Christian.
Good morning, sir.
This thing looks great. I don't know if you guys saw this forever ago. It was all kinds of different colors and such. These are just getting oil changes. This is the trap car. This is the Turbo EG, which might be for sale, right?
Yes, I'm entertaining the idea of selling that one.
That means it's for sale. Starbucks coffee this morning. Thank you for you guys that send us gift cards. And Esther brought the coffee this morning.
Yeah, I got a big one today.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
So this is the craft first kit. Of course, you're going to need an upgraded clutch. Every clutch has a compromise. I can't stress that enough. Anybody that tells you they don't have a compromise, don't know what they're talking about. So this one, we are doing the famous ACT pressure plate and OEM disc. Of course, this is very popular. The drawback of this one is increased pedal pressure on the clutch. OEM disc means it's nice and quiet and silky smooth. It is an organic disc, so it breaks in faster, and providing you don't slip it too much, this is a terrific platform. We've used this at 450 horsepower and it lasts a decent amount of time. Don't forget, you have to use the Nachi bearing. Don't use anybody else's bearing. The drawback to this, like I mentioned, is increased pedal pressure. Increased pedal pressure puts a lot of stress on the hydraulic system, which is this right here. This is the reservoir for your clutch master cylinder. Also, the other negative is it puts a lot of stress on the thrust bearings. Make sure you stay on top of your oil changes, and if you're brave enough, you can always do the safety switch bypass, which means it will start without pressing the clutch. I get a chance to circulate oil. I still think the OEM clutch is the best clutch there is. The only compromise to that is obviously holding power. This is not made by Exedi, by the way. So many people seem to think the S2000 clutch is made by Exedi. It is not. It is made by FCC. Anyway, other options are the Clutch Masters clutch, which we use a lot. Fantastic clutch, very light pedal pressure. I would say the only compromise to that one is the disc tends to be a little noisy. You get a little bit of clutch buzz from that, and I think that's because of the stiffer springs. We didn't do the clutch last time, but whoever did managed to break this, replacing it because it wasn't clipped down, and as you see, all the tabs are broken. The foam is completely gone out of there, and it's kind of gross in there. So I'm going to call him and recommend us put those parts in there. And at this point, may as well do the shifter rebuild, which is those parts related to it. So, yeah, nice. So we did see this on, where is it?
It's upside down there.
Well, I can turn your screen upside down. You can read what that says. It's interesting when we see notes. Where's the other note?
Above the transmission there. It says, yes, I used OEM throughout and pilot bearings with FX300 clutch and ACT 11-pound flywheel.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We've actually seen some notes under here which are not safe for broadcasting. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah.
We don't do that, but it's funny when somebody else does it.
2/22/2019. Today is 2/21/2025. So tomorrow is this clutch's 6th birthday.
That's not bad, is it?
No. And
Quite
it
a lot of
had
wear.
32,990 miles at the time of install.
This guy writes everything down. So there is the flywheel right there is ACT. I think they said it was a 9.5. Actually, just verify for the notes. There it is right there.
Yeah. 11-pounder.
11-pounder. That's too light. I mean, it's fun on a naturally aspirated car, but for a supercharged car, I've told you guys this so many times, the AP2 flywheel is a much improvement. Feels much, much smoother. Wrote that one.
It looks like little pieces of cheese.
This is the weirdest packing material ever. I figured you might reuse it in the store.
It is. I totally will. And people will probably
Some poor
love
guy, his job is to make those. Just think about that.
Wow, how does that even work? Did
That
they
guy
just
is-
smash into each other?
No, the guy makes them. He cuts them out. Actually, there's a stamp and then he glues them, each one. I said we're not writing notes, right?
Yeah, I had to.
You had to. Yeah. So the next person that works on this, you can slide it over there.
Yeah.
This here is our new alignment tool. Do you want to demonstrate it, George? This is the ultimate alignment tool. We cut one of those from an old transmission. I've said this so many times, I should get a t-shirt made. Use the Nachi bearing, nothing else. Don't listen to anybody. If they try and sell you that $19 bearing that's on eBay, don't use it. Use this bearing and use Aurora grease right here. I'm going to give you a quick demonstrate. So you guys that wear the dealership gloves that are going to cringe, go ahead and tune out, because I want to put my digit right in there, right? So I mean, if anything bad's going to happen, it's going to happen. So anyway, what I would do is coat that, and there's a little step in there. This is one of my little tricks. Draw your finger this way. That way it sits in that little step. That little step is what holds the grease. I usually draw my finger that way, make sure it goes in there. If you got a dealership finger, do the same thing. But of course you won't get this on your finger, and you won't get to be a part of your clutch install fun. But don't lather it on there where it's everywhere. But just make sure you get it in that step. It don't need to be on there. And then same on your slide. I'm going to put a new slide on it, but you're just going to put a thin smear on that. Put this on your slide, rub it back and forth, and then the part that comes out as like a bulge, just wipe off the excess. You'll know what I mean when you put this on.
Clutch that didn't get a Nachi bearing.
It reminds me of any of the Japanese products that do everything with pictures. This is something, if I can get the drawer to stay open, we always include with our kits. So it's part of our install kit if you buy it separately, but you're going to get right down to the new slide, the new boot, the new seals. This, when they get old, they get just kind of crusty. They get kind of plasticky and they don't come on and off. Basically, you tear them, get them off.
Hey, one of those.
It blocks up that hole right there. Very important. If not, stuff goes in there.
Like squirrels and stuff.
Exactly. Things will find a home in there, and then when you start the car, you hear a red light squeak. It could be the thing that was living in there. So this one isn't trashed, but just like the clutch we did yesterday, that guy didn't have one, so we gave it to him. So anybody that says we don't recycle at LHT, they're wrong. It's always good when you get something with George on the box.
So I think I know what this is. We're going to open this up and find out. I had talked about it on my Instagram that I really like the hybrid shifter. I have a Revo shifter, which is like a Buddy Club replica, and it's falling apart. And someone had messaged me on Facebook and said they had a hybrid shifter that they wanted to send me. Not hybrid.
Not hybrid.
No, one of our YouTube followers. So that's what this should be.
Hopefully it's not just a box.
It's a big box for a shifter.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more boxes than the shifter.
Wow.
What do we got? Oh, fuel pressure regulator.
Regulator?
Yeah.
There's one over here too.
We got here a brand new red fuel rail.
Fuel rail.
A skunk 2 reservoir cover.
Yeah.
Apparently this was bolted down, but the car wasn't driven.
No, it looks brand new.
Yeah.
So, well, we were trying to get Hybrid to send us this stuff, but they haven't. So we're going to use their stuff anyway. Yeah. So thanks to our YouTube followers for helping us out.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley.
And it's on the loosest. Oh no, you want to put it on here for the loosest setting, right?
Yeah.
This makes it ultra close, which sounds good, but the problem is your gears are so close together, it's easier to miss a gear. Yeah, so we typically drop them down to this setting right here.
Yeah.
That feels nice and smooth. We're going to bleed the clutch anyway. He did opt for the shifter rebuild kit. I've just done that. Look how positive that is. That's beautiful. Nice. It's going to feel a whole lot better. That clutch is going to feel great. Much smoother. And now I'm going to call this our Ultra OCD clutch break-in process. So that's what I like to do. Car's up in the air. Just run it through. Turn the VSA off. And just operate the clutch. Let it just get a little bit of a break in. Let's go ahead and zero that out. And it does this clutch break in. Yeah, this is super OCD. I just like to make sure it's got a little bit of chance. So yeah, this is just overkill, but yeah, that's what I like to do. See what I'm doing right now? That means there's no weight on it. Just gives it a chance. The shifter feels fantastic. This is such a rewarding thing to do, and you can do it at home. Something you do every day is shift it.
That's how many miles are on the clutch.
Oh, okay. Well, it's supercharged, so it's had some action. Alright, so George is moving the trap car. Del saw Christian's car. We're going to do oil changes on 2 of his cars. I'm going to take this thing for just a light drive, make sure everything's good, and then we can call him, tell him it's ready to go. Let me make sure I don't hit this red one right here. Look how beautiful that car is. Did a photo shoot with it this morning. It was 37 degrees, I think. Stupid cold. But yeah, that feels great. Nice and smooth. Nice smooth engagement. Everything feels good. I'm not going to get on it. I'm just basically checking its adjustment is correct. I think I did a video somewhere on this about adjusting your clutch. If not, I will make one because it's pretty important. Make it shift correct and make it engage right. So it should shift easily. You shouldn't have to put any pressure behind it. But yeah, this one feels good. The shifter is good. Clutch is good. That's as far as I need to go. I'm going to make a U-turn right here. Or actually, I'm going to run through this parking lot right here because I don't want to make a U-turn in the middle of that road. I don't like to drive customers' cars any more than I have to. You guys know that. You watch our channel. I have my own S2000. I don't need to drive yours. Any shop that needs to drive your car more than just up and down the street, it means they just want to drive your car. And I would say, no, go buy your own. I don't want anybody driving my car. I don't want to drive your car. If something happens, I want you to be holding the steering wheel, not me. But yeah, this one feels great. So I'll tell the customer, give it 300 to 400 mile break-in. It is an organic disc. It's an OEM disc, so it'll break in pretty quick, but still requires a break-in. So he's gonna love this. As bad as that clutch was, this feels like $1,000,000. Yes. All right, so we're gonna do the trap car oil change and then the hatch. I'm gonna tell you about that hatch in a minute. He did all the rep on this, Esther.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it really is. I know he had a ton of time and effort into it. He did this all on his own. This was all multicolored, so he did the whole white first, then he did the graphics. This is really good.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to do mine when I dropped it off there this morning.
We joked with him about doing one for free afterwards, and yeah, it didn't go down too well. You can tell he was really over wrapping it after he did this one. It's like, absolutely no way. Comment below if you know what that means. You gotta know Christian to know what that means. This is quite the opposite to him because he's never out of work. He should say always in the office, may never leave.
Yep, that's right.
Because he never leaves. He works like 900 hours a week. The S2000 takes a full-size filter. Don't use the small filter. Make sure you use this right here.
Bring both of these. It's that one.
Aftermarket.
Yeah.
There's a transmission one.
There's a diff one.
There's a diff one. Yeah.
There's all kinds of random stuff.
There's a look, man.
This is that drawer you have at home in your kitchen that has all kinds of random stuff in it.
Yeah, there's one. So this is the OEM one because we don't like that one. That means somebody's lost it and the washer's all crushed. So this, we'll put a new washer on there. I believe this is probably one of the most important things to do to your S2000. Change the oil. Very, very important. We have a kit here to make your life so much easier. The Honda filter, and we include the new drain washer. The oil filter tool designed to get the filter off easily and torque it back on. Those numbers do mean something. If you get it, you get it. Don't put it on by hand and just wing it. If that filter comes off and hot oil sprays on the header, bad things happen. The oil funnel right here, same one that we've used in our shop for 10 years now. And the oil cap tool, this is just so you can get the oil cap off easy, especially on those cold days when your fingers are hurting. And of course, make sure you tighten it correctly. If not, the oil cap does fall off and disappears down back of the motor, never to be seen again. We have it for the S2000 and the Civic. Very, very important. Change your oil, guys. If you're one of those guys that don't believe in changing your oil, you think mod oils will go 15,000 miles, make sure you put that in the ad when you sell your car. That's important. Then people know that your engine is half worn out and full of dirty sludge. But anyway, in the store now, LHTperformance.com. So this is the EG hatch. It's got Corbeau seats in it. It's a 93 and it has a B16 turbo. So we did the turbo kit that was on his Del Sol. This makes like 280, something like that, 10 pounds. It's a bone stock B16 with just upgraded valve train, upgraded radiator, big small fan on there.
Does it have tuner one cams?
I think it does, because we couldn't find Type R cams at the time, so tuner ones are very, very similar to Type R cams. So he's selling this. He was kind of on the fence, but I think if you want it and you call him, he'll probably sell it to you, because he's got so many cars and he keeps on the fence about selling it anyway. It's got Volks. It's lowered. It actually runs really good. George drove it in this morning and even commented how well this thing drives. What's nice about it is it's original paint. I'd almost like to see this over aftermarket paint, just knowing that it's all factory and it's a little bit faded, as opposed to, you know, like a $500 paint job.
And also, this way you can see that it's not dented and full of Bondo or rust or anything, because this is exactly
what you're seeing. Yeah, nothing's hidden. So it would be a good car to build because it is straight and it's original paint. Engine is good. However, if it was me, I'd want a 1.8 or a 2.0 in there. But you could even buy it like it is. Take the motor out, put a K motor in there, build an old motor K, turbo K, whatever you want, all-wheel drive, perfect car for it. 93, I believe it's a DX. Yeah. So it's the pretty lightweight one. Yeah. And it's got good seats in it already and good wheels. So there it is. If it's something you want, I'll talk to Christian and see what his information he wants to use, and I'll put it in the end of this video. It's already got a good exhaust, 3-inch. It's got a resonator there, a resonator at the back, and then one of the larger Tycon mufflers right there. Some kind of lower control arms.
Those are skunk alphas.
They are?
Yep.
They don't have a name on them anywhere. Oh yeah, that's where it was right there. So skunk 2 alpha control arms. What coilovers are these, George?
They're function forms, I think. They're nothing like super expensive or anything. They're pretty basic oil.
Yaka?
Oh, the Yanakas.
Yanaka.
I think the function forms were on the Del Sol.
Yeah. I mean, they're decent. They're not leaking. It's already got rear disc brakes. Oh yeah, there's the Skunk 2 logo right there.
Yeah, no, it rides really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be a good car to build. You could keep it a B turbo or K. Intercooler piping is really nice. See how it all fits. It's got tons of room around the downpipe.
I feel like you're a bit biased though.
Well, I mean, you know, I remember being a part of it.
Yeah. No, this is a nice one.
Yeah, everything fits nice. Yeah, so somebody buy this and then pay us to build a 1.8 for it, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I just don't have any more room or space or money. Isn't space and room the same? Or is it different?
That's all the same.
These are freaking nice. I don't know if I like the color on the car, but I like those wheels.
I want to see if they fit over my brakes.
They probably would. They got.
This wheel would look really good on my car.
Yeah, this on a white car. On a white car would be super nice. Just against the green, it's just really weird looking.
Need like a 225, 55, 15 for my car.
What's on it right here?
195.
195. Oh, yeah. You'd probably get a 205. Much more than that, it would be too bulgy.
Yeah, I need a big tire.
Maybe a 215. More than that, it would start to have the big bulgy look. It would look odd. Second oil change of the day. This takes the small filter, so let me get one of those. There's your filter for your Civics and pretty much everything except S2000.
Remember, this tool works on these older cars too. Look at that fit.
Yeah, it's so nice, especially when your cap is mint. You don't want it to be scratched up, or you don't want to scratch your valve cover. What are we doing? Drill a hole, put that down there.
That's it.
That should hold, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't fall off. All right, that's it.
That's the end of it. That's the end of the week.
That's the end of the video.
We're all gonna go home. Enjoy your welds.